my name is Ronie. This is my husband Keith.
Hello.
I'm here to talk about our love life and the problems that we faced in our love life. My husband had an alcohol problem which caused many problems in our marriage. And because of this, it made me very unhappy. So much so, it caused a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. You know, it was just so much. I mean, I even tried to commit suicide because I just couldn't live with the fact of knowing that I married somebody who said they loved me. They wanted our marriage to be like my parents because they had a very good marriage. But yet, our marriage was the worst of anything that I could ever think of. I then decided that there was a campaign of Israel that was coming up. I decided to take part in this campaign of Israel because I didn't find that there was anywhere else that I could turn to, because although I tried to, resolve the situation that was going on in my marriage, it wasn't helping. So the campaign of Israel came up. It was an opportunity for me to take part in this campaign to determine that this situation in my marriage, it would have to change. I wanted to see the result at the end, and I really believed that by taking part in this campaign, that God was going to honor me. And he did. It didn't happen immediately. It was a process. But I was determined, as I said to God, that this campaign, my husband has to stop drinking. If he tries to drink, I asked God to even put a bitter taste in his mouth. I even asked God to even, if he tried to drink, to make him violently ill. And even though it happened when I told my husband that, what I had done, because he came home one day and he said that he tried to have a drink, but it was so bitter and he couldn't drink it. And when I told him what I did, he didn't believe me.
When she told me that she made a prayer, I didn't believe. So I said to her, if our God is so good, I'll go and get another one. And I went and got the drink, and that tasted the same way. It tasted really bitter. And I never touched a drop from since then. That was it.
As I took part in the campaign of Israel, things started to change. My husband then stopped drinking, and the fights, the arguments, there was no more. He hasn't been drinking now for coming up 11 years, January coming. So this year it's been 10 years since my husband stopped drinking. And our marriage today, it is very happy. And I give thanks to taking part in the campaign, and through my determination, the results that came out of it.
We have a really good love life together. We don't argue. We really sit down and we can discuss things, whereas before I would be accusing my wife of having an affair and thinking that she's going with someone else. But now our life is really good. We can sit down, any problem, we can talk about it, discuss it, and get to the solution about it. There's no more fight, there's nothing. Our children, they respect us.
Yes, we do have a good love life now. Our marriage is blessed, and I give God thanks for this. We do have disagreements, as every marriage does, but as my husband says, the good thing is we are humble enough to be able to listen to each other and to resolve that matter. And today, God has truly blessed us, where we're approaching almost 30 years of marriage, and I'm just thanking him for many more years if he could add on to that. So we are happy, and as my husband said, through our love life, through how we are in our home as well, we are setting that example to our children also, because they can also see now the changes that we are now in our marriage and how it was before, because they were also part of the problems that I was going through when my husband was drinking, and the effect that it did have on them. And today, because God has turned around our situation, they can now turn around and say they'd love their marriage to be the same. Our eldest son, he'd even said to us he would love to have a marriage like his mum and dad, and I give God thanks for this.